Oceanside rider while she rolling the herb. Tide sucking up on the curb. Got this feeling to splurge. My sole purpose is to give you the word. Write these verses with that murder ain't no relation to herbs. Switching lanes for that shifting. 2 5 shots, still grooving this pandemic. I just played the cards, I'm dealt confident with it. King taking over this shit, monstrous vision. Never temper thoughts, I came from poverty stricken. One day at a time, can't rush greatness. My mind like plush Dayton's. 27 laps in this bitch.
What's up, everybody? This is Kyrie from the Fantasy Flow Football Podcast, where we talk stats and facts to help you win your fantasy football league.
Top 10 players.
Top 10.
By position. Starting with quarterbacks. Joe Burrow, Matt Ryan, Josh Allen, Marcus Mariota, Trevor Lawrence, Patrick Mahomes, Bailey Zapp, Teddy Bridgewater, Justin Fields, and Kirk Cousins.
That's a weird list.
That's
an odd list right there, boy.
I mean, Zapp is all right. I'm not going to lie to you. The Patriots got a little issue over there because I don't know if, to be honest with you, I kind of would probably stick with Zapp.
They gonna go back to Matt.
They're going to go back to
Ramondre's definitely helping him out.
Yeah.
Ramondre
is like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Zapp is giving me Tom Brady-esque vibes
Really?
only because he's coming in and taking the guy's spot. But
It's possible. It's definitely possible. I don't think Mac Jones that good anyway, so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I actually think Zapp is like more he anticipates better.
Is he, what year is he? Is he rookie?
He's a rookie.
He's rookie too? Okay. All right.
And just to say, I mean, Teddy, like I said, Teddy came in there and threw for 300-something yards and 2 touchdowns. Obviously, the 2 picks was not what we wanted, but he had a good game, honestly. Yeah. We had to just be better. We were man down after man down. It was annoying.
And I guess we'll never see Russell in there at this rate.
At this point. And Marcus Mariota just taking in freaking people's touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's all good.
No Herbert, right?
No Herbert.
No Herbert.
That boy had like 8 points, bro.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I had him. He gave me just enough points to stay alive so that I could win my matchup. But
That was it.
yeah,
And we had some bye weeks this week, so that list definitely
That
should
too,
change.
yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely.
what we got next? Running back?
running backs: Deion Jackson, Ramondre Stevenson, Austin Eckler, Christian McCaffrey, Leonard Fournette, Breece Hall, Kenyon Drake, Dalvin Cook, Kenneth Walker, and Saquon Barkley. Top 10 this week.
I drafted Breece Hall. I'm glad he did what he's supposed to do. Is they had him high. JT was hurt. Deion Jackson.
Who is
His backup.
Yes.
JT's
But
back.
Third string, right?
Yeah.
Because Hines was
But he
out.
never would. Hines would have never been the bell cow anyway.
Okay.
So it was probably going to be Deion Jackson.
but
But-
now he's hurt.
He is?
He got hurt fourth quarter, I think.
Dang.
I don't think it's serious, but he got hurt.
All right. My thing is this, right? Obviously, having a great O-line does wonders for
Yes,
you.
it does.
It almost makes you start thinking, is JT that good or not? But I do think he's that.
I think he's that good.
Yeah, I think he's that good. I'm just saying.
He
when
looks
you have
different,
when you have an offensive line, it's a beautiful thing. So we know that the Colts have a great offensive line, and it doesn't shock me that if you have good blocking and them holes open up, he just go out there and do his thing.
Yeah. I am. Dalvin is lucky to be on there. He got that last thing at the end. So fantasy owners, be happy about that last.
If for him to be on the top 10 and he only scored 14 points, that tells you enough. That tells you enough about just what running back has been looking like.
Yeah.
It's like when you're thinking about top 10 scores, you're thinking about like 30 points, 20 points, 25, Talking about 14, 10, maybe 20 points. So
Yeah.
it's a little rough out here in running back world, but
It really is.
On the wide receiver,
Yeah, we go move on.
Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Brandon Ayuk, Michael
Trash.
Pittman, Juju Smith-Schuster,
Oh.
Chase Claypool, Tyquan Thornton, Dante Pettis, and Paris Campbell.
Some different names on this list too.
Yeah.
Paris Campbell has no, and I mean no
right?
business to be on that list. And the funny-
He's not consistent.
No.
The thing is Paris Campbell should have been like one of those great receivers. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was. I remember what school he went to, feeling like it was Ohio State. But point is, he was good in college. When he got to the Colts, good. They thought the world of him. He got hurt. He was doing his thing in early, and then he got hurt. And then it's just like, I just can't sit there and find myself to trust it.
He's still young, 25 years old. He still
mean,
has opportunity if he can
He
stay
does,
healthy.
but he's one of those small and not like stocky receivers too.
Right.
So injuries are
He's 6 feet, 108 pounds.
yeah, he light, bro, and that's why he's fast and he's good. But injuries come quick, bro. That the other who was it? Who else was on that list? I love the fact that
Tyquan Thornton.
Oh,
Is an
I was gonna say
interesting name.
Tyreek Hill, but yes, Tyquan Thornton is very nice. Only reason why I think that that's significant is because, he was the fastest time in the 40 for the this draft.
I think you said that last year. I mean, last episode too. You
he's
mentioned
the
that.
fastest 40 in the draft. I didn't know he would have showed up that quick. And I don't know if Mac would have been able to give him those balls. You know, he only what he got?
Pause.
Yeah, yeah, my bad. But I don't think that he would have been able to throw the ball like that for Thornton.
Did Jacoby play?
He did.
He
Yeah,
did
yeah.
too. Oh, so yeah, even better.
Yeah,
That shows his talent.
But yeah, I mean, he's somebody that if you're looking for a possible person to pick up, he's somebody you could look at because he could easily turn into the number one just off of that fear. He could turn into one of those deep threats and that only catch 2 balls and you know.
Rashad Bateman.
But Rashad Bateman, see, that was early with Lamar. Lamar been kind of tailing off.
Yeah.
You
Well,
realize-
Bateman been hurt anyway.
Yeah,
so
he might be back. They say he might be back this week, so I'm hoping he does. But yeah, certain people, Claypool pissed me off because he had no business there this week.
I was upset about that.
And, yeah,
Good to see Reek on there. He should be there every week.
Every week.
Honestly.
historic season.
Every week.
12
receptions.
Jamar. I drafted Jamar first round, so
Like I said, with
Glad to
Jamar,
see him on there.
yeah, with Jamar, you know, I gave my
Listen,
my Jamar ain't gonna be that same dude. Obviously,
he heard you, bro.
Yeah, he heard me, bro. He heard me. Obviously, he heard me.
Oh, yeah? All right.
he
But-
ain't right back.
I'm gonna still I'm gonna tell you this. He ain't gonna do it that consistent. I still
Hope
think
you're
that
wrong.
I still think that his averages like the 10 to 15 range
Mm-hmm.
is more so what we'll probably see on a consistent basis. So
Mm.
it's not bad, but I don't know if we're gonna see 30-point games, 25 on a regular basis. Because I think they're trying to figure out their offense still.
Yeah. I think the only 2 people on that list you're probably gonna see that from is probably Reek and Diggs.
Yeah.
Honestly. on a
They
consistent
say it
basis.
wasn't even blowing up that much this week.
No, he had like 10, 14 catches and 100 some yards.
I mean,
He had no
didn't- That's what I'm
touchdowns.
saying. He didn't
Yeah.
blow for the crazy
He had 30
numbers.
points.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah. Number 2
on the
receptions.
top 10.
Yeah, he number
Oh,
2.
Ignore me, bro. I'm tripping. Y'all know I'd be tripping. This
Gonna
man
put
did-
some respect
Diggs
on
that
name,
dude,
bro.
man.
I already gave Dix his respect, bro. I did.
That dude.
I did.
Unfortunately, he's that dude and he's on the Bills, man.
Yeah.
But they lost to the Dolphins.
All right.
What's next?
Tight ends.
That wasteland.
Your boy, Jasicki.
Yee.
Number 1.
Trade rumors.
Trade rumors. 6 receptions, 69 yards. Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, Robert Tonyan, George Kittle, Hunter Henry, Daniel Bellinger, Jake Ferguson,
Now that one, who's that? That's on the Seahawks?
Dallas,
Dallas. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
They
because
don't have Schultz.
is hurt.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Zach Ertz, and Dawson Knox.
Dawson
Knox.
Knox finally
Fin-
came through.
He had a touchdown, right?
Yeah, he had a touchdown. He finally came through. That was nice to see him do that.
It was nice.
I mean, from
From
people,
a fantasy
From a
perspective.
way it is.
fantasy perspective, yeah. I mean, because everybody remember, I wasn't high on Knox this year, so
Yeah.
to see him get in the end zone, and if somebody started him, I'm pretty sure they're pretty happy about that. The tight end what was in there again? Oh, Bellinger. Bellinger, very, very, very key. If you watch his trend, like how he's trending, his production, he's getting I want to say at least 4 catches a game. He's scoring. He's not giving you monster numbers, but in tight end, where you probably could get anywhere from 0 to 7 for most guys, it's a little rough, bro. So I think Bellinger is a somebody you keep your eye on, because again, what we said with the Giants, they don't have a lot of options to throw to.
They don't.
And what I've been realizing is that I think that's his guy, one of his guys. I think obviously you look at somebody like Saquon to do the most of the scoring for them, but obviously you can't just only give the ball to Saquon. So he's a quarterback too, so he has to throw the ball. And I think that Ellinger has been a recipient on many of his touchdowns this year so far.
Yeah. Earlier today, I was looking to see which tight ends might be consistent throughout the season. That's on the waiver wire right now. And Bellinger, he was one of them. Has 2 games. The last 2 games, he scored double-digit fantasy points. Moving forward with him, it all comes down to the matchups and also whether or not their receiving corps get healthy. Yeah. Like you said, monitor Bellinger.
Yeah. And the trifecta people are still on there, as they should be every week. Kittle, Kelsey.
Those are
Andrews.
they're gonna stay there.
Should be every
So
week.
I'm just sick that obviously Kyle Pitts is not on a consistent person on this list because I drafted him.
He'll be on there.
If Matt Ryan was still playing for the Falcons,
I know.
Pitts would be up.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
But I think Pitts will be back top 10. If not this week, depending on matchups, he will be on there a couple more times.
Pitts might not start next week. I ain't gonna lie.
Word.
Damn.
I got a freer move, so
Oh,
freer move, whatever you
Look at the
hire.
matchups.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to check
Yeah.
the matchups,
that's a
but
good. That's a big decision. Bye week. I don't know who you got on bye this week, so
I only got my defense.
okay. So you good?
Kickers.
Mm-hmm.
Top 10 kickers this week. Ryan Suckup. Pause. Will Lutz. Jason Myers. Brandon McManus. Dustin Hopkins. Cade York. Harrison Butker. Jake Elliott. Chris Boswell. And Chase McLaughlin.
Good to see Bucker back.
Yep.
He was out for a while. I drafted him in one league, but he's been out. I drafted him and I couldn't get him back.
You could have gotten back. I just picked him up.
No, I tried.
He was there. He was sitting
I
on
tried
waivers.
earlier. I couldn't get him. You must have got him before me.
Yeah. I probably
Yeah.
got him before you, but yeah, listen, I let Butker sit there for a little bit. I think you picked up the Cowboys kicker. Did you?
No,
Somebody
I did
might-
because you picked up Bucker.
Oh, see, but then that's
so
it.
that's what I did.
Yeah, that's all it was. I mean,
But I wanted Bucker. I just didn't. I didn't look
No,
at
the
it
Cowboys
at the time.
kicker is a great kicker though.
Yeah. So I'm not upset, but I drafted Bucker. So I would like the
So
person I drafted.
I just want to say, thing is to watch out for Cade York, right? Obviously, he's on the Browns, but I think they used a early, not like super early, but they used an early draft pick to pick him up. And you don't really draft kickers like that unless you really think they're that person.
It's just like Greg the Leg when he was kicking 60-yard bombs.
Exactly. So he's young. I think that he has, if he is the talent that they think he is, that's somebody that could end up being a next Harrison Butker. You know what I'm saying? Something like that in the future.
Nah, I did hear you say Dustin Hopkins is on there. Was Denver's kicker on there?
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Brandon McManus.
Oh, McManus was on there. Okay.
Hopkins out.
Number 4?
How much points did they get?
McManus got 13. Hopkins got 13, but he's out.
Yeah, he's out for about 4 weeks, maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Something with his calf or groin. Something
Oh, was
like
he the
that.
one every time he kicked, he like got hurt this week? I
Yeah,
remember
I
seeing that from somebody.
I think so.
Every time a
They,
kicker
he
kicked.
had a. They
Played
said
last night.
he had a historic game last night, supposedly. So, but he's gonna be out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Some kickers that's on this list that I'm happy to see on here because last week I did a lot of research on kickers who might do well and that we could be picked up off of the waiver wire. And let's see how many of them on this list are actually 2 in particular that I was looking at are on the top 10 list, coming in at 2 and 3. which is Will Lutz and Jason Myers. Both of them had some really good matchups. I had Will Lutz in one of my other leagues. Picked him up. I started him. He got me 14 points. I think Will Lutz is a good kicker. He had a season where he got hurt and he was out, but prior to that, he was a top 10 kicker.
I think when he was with Breeze, he was a top 5 kicker as well.
So, and then Jason Myers, he also had a good matchup. He got 13 points. So, if you were looking for a kicker to stream, those two were good.
I think Suckup's been
Succup's
number one
been
a couple
pretty consistent.
times.
Yeah.
Last season, he wasn't this consistent.
Yeah.
And now he is. So it's good to see him up there. I was a little bit skeptical. I think I drafted him in one of our leagues, but I ended up dropping him because I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah.
And I went and got somebody else. But I probably should have held on to him because he's been doing pretty good.
I wouldn't say Myers. He would be somebody I would really want to look into if I needed a kicker. Simply for the fact that if you're looking at how the games go with the Seahawks, if the Seahawks move the ball, they're not always scoring, but they can move the ball. So with that being said, Geno obviously had an off game, but he didn't have a bad game, right? He didn't have high points, but he didn't have a bad game.
Yeah.
He still made good throws. He still got to where he needed to get to. Walker was balling out, I think he had like 97 yards and a touchdown. So it's like when you have a good run game and you have a quarterback that can get you in position, if you don't convert on every third down and you're close enough to kick the field goal, you're going to kick the field goal.
Exactly.
So in that game, they were just went back and forth again. So I just think that that's one of those players that when you realize that they're going to score a lot, like who's the kicker for Detroit? Because although they can score a lot of touchdowns, they kick a lot of field goals too. I don't know. We have to look at by team. But he's probably one of those same type of guys too. But I like Myers a lot just because I feel like he has a good opportunity every time to be able to like just get in range to kick a field goal. And so the Seahawks aren't world beaters yet, but they obviously get in position to score. So.
You also just gotta look up people who have red zone issues. If you can't score in the red zone, you in there, like you said, you kicking a field goal, and that's 3, or if you get sacked or whatever, 4 points.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. What's next?
Defenses. So your top 10 defenses this week are
Oh, you want to see it?
Jets,
I know it.
Trash.
Seattle Seahawks, Arizona Cardinals, the New England Patriots,
Trash.
the Rams, Commanders, Bears, the Vikings, the Ravens,
The Ravens.
and the Panthers.
The Panthers.
Yeah. I'm not surprised by the Panthers because I've been looking at them for a few weeks now, and their defense is good enough where they've been doing okay in fantasy.
The defense is solid. They have a good line. They have good linebackers. They have J.C. Horn as a corner, and then they have Stephon Gilmore. They lock up.
The Bears, I'm not surprised to see here because
Oh, they play defense to the team too.
Washington has had their struggles. Even though their defense isn't as good as it has been in the past, it's all about the matchup. You
That's
got to
all
look
it
at these
is.
matchups.
I think only 2 teams maybe that consistently have defense is the 49ers and the Broncos.
And the 49ers defense didn't do that well
This week, yeah.
which is it's kind of a letdown. Yeah, Jets, they did pretty good. Seattle playing against Arizona surprisingly did pretty good. Arizona did good.
Yeah, man, that's surprising. Both those teams are
both
surprising to
teams had
me.
Good defenses.
The Rams should be on there.
Yeah, the Rams were there.
Yeah.
The Rams got 13 points.
Chicago,
Chicago and Washington.
Washington,
It's interesting. It's like both teams
that played each other.
The Commanders played the Bears.
Yeah.
And they both their defenses did well. And then the Seahawks played the Cardinals, and both of their defenses played well.
Yep.
So that just goes to show sometimes when you look at these matchups and you're a little bit skeptical about which team is going to do what, it's a chance that both defenses are going to ball out. If both those teams are going to struggle, right?
So those are the top 10s. What would your power rankings be right now? Top 5 teams. Mine might be a little different. Going to be different from yours. At 1, I got the Eagles. I agree or disagree?
I agree. Listen, I told y'all last week that they like that. I told y'all that this matchup against the Cowboys, even though the Cowboys defense is good, are they going to be able to stop the Eagles? And they were not able to stop.
Well, it's
the
Cooper
Eagles.
Rush.
Well, I would say they. The thing is that yes, you're right. They weren't able to stop them. They jumped out on the Cowboys 17-0 in a heartbeat, right? But then Cowboys fought back.
They fought back.
I can't take that away from them. I do think that yes, the Eagles are still better. It'll be interesting to see that next matchup though. But I do think that at this point they have a real good shot at going undefeated. A real good shot. The defense is solid. I don't see it. They have a shot. They have a shot.
I don't want to see it.
Am I predicting that? No, I'm just saying they have a shot because they're
They do have an
playing
easy
lights
schedule.
out.
They have an easy schedule.
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 solid receivers. You got running backs that can do it.
Yeah.
You got a tight end that can do it.
If their team if their team can stay healthy,
Yeah, it's possible. I'm not saying they are, but it's possible for sure. But yeah, I agree. Eagles should be number 1.
At 2, I got the Bills.
I agree.
I agree.
They're just stacked. At 3, I got the Chiefs.
I agree.
Now, this is where I might get a little different from y'all boys. 4, I got the Giants.
It's not horrible.
I think they're playing really good. They don't have a hard schedule. And I got to put respect on it. Doing better than I thought they would. 5, I got the Cowboys. Dak is coming back. That defense still there. What about y'all?
For me, it's the same up until the last 2, but I don't. I took the. For me, it was more so just to think about respecting the teams with the least losses. So
I feel that.
I didn't put the Cowboys because they lost to the Eagles, but they would probably be like number 6 for me.
Okay.
But I think that I gotta respect the Vikings and respect just even though it doesn't always look pretty, they're winning. And even though we can probably look at it and say like, you know, it doesn't look the greatest, they're 5-1. And the thing is that McConnell, I think McConnell's the new head coach. He went over there and he's brought in this style that was like LA, which is like San Francisco, like Miami, and he brought it over to them. And the way that they, you know, the whole thing was like he was going to do for Justin Jefferson what he did for Cooper Kupp. Obviously, their defense is really good. Kirk Cousins is always like the iffy person out of that team. But other than that, I mean, I have to respect them and say, even though they beat us and emptied a clip out on them celebrations, I got to respect them. And then for the last one is the Giants, simply because they're doing this and they're 5-1, and I don't know who their receivers are at this point. I mean, they lost Sterling. They don't have Golladay. They don't have
their injuries list.
What's the dude?
Crazy.
The receiver?
Yeah.
The receiver? Who's the other receiver carrying on the Giants?
89, Tony. So yeah, they don't have. They're not using Tony, and it was like it's crazy.
Out.
Yes, and he's out. But the thing was like they were talking about Brian Daboll told them like there was a report saying that there's just specific sets for different things. So like I guess based on game plan, if they want to use these particular sets, then that's that. But other than that, I mean, Giants defensively solid.
Yeah.
Giants offensively they're shaky, but I think that Saquon having his revenge tour, Daniel Jones being able to run and not throwing away the game, he's doing a good job, and I think the defense gets them back in good positions all the time.
I just want to go through their right now their team leaders.
This is the Giants.
This is the Giants. Team leaders, right? Passing, obviously Daniel Jones.
Danny Dimes.
Rushing,
Saquon.
Then you got Daniel Jones on here at rushing as well.
Right behind him.
Right behind him. 2 touchdowns,
Mm-hmm.
47 attempts, averaging 5 yards, 236 goddamn yards.
Mm.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got what's Cuz's name? I can't think of his last name, his first name.
First name?
But James.
Oh, Richie.
Richie James. Richie James, 189 yards.
Hmm.
That's
We're in week 6.
week 6, 189
Week
yards.
7. No, but yeah.
Then after him
Mm.
is Saquon Barkley.
Barkley.
21 receptions, no touchdowns, averaging 7.3 yards and 55 yards total.
Oh wow.
What's going on?
And they're winning.
So their offense is Daniel Jones, Richie James,
it's Saquon.
Saquon.
And I don't know how they're 5-1. So that's what I'm saying. But I respect them because they are 5-1. I just, like I said,
Do we know who they lost to? Do y'all know?
Cowboys.
Let me see. So they didn't play the Eagles yet.
If it's one of the two, I think it's Cowboys or the Eagles.
They lost to the Cowboys.
Lost to the Cowboys? Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, they're good. I won't take it away. I think that Brian Daboll. Here's my thing. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm wishing the Dolphins pursued him harder. Even though I'm not mad at Mike McDaniels. I'm not mad at him. I just think that Brian Daboll coached Tua in Alabama. He's brought Josh Allen to where he is now. And damn it, if you look at friggin' Daniel Jones, he looks like he's about to be Josh Allen part 2. Because it's the same story. It's the rushing ability. He can throw the ball. He's doing those things, and the defense is good.
Yeah.
And you see him using his feet more. But Brian Daboll got Josh Allen using his arm way better. He was using it, but he wasn't accurate. He wasn't doing everything that he's doing now. He's throwing lasers to people. Okay?
So what you're saying is how they got Diggs over there, get him a receiver.
Well, they thought they did that last year, so they're gonna have to reevaluate that, obviously.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're gonna have to eat the fact that they paid Galladay that much money for 5 or 4 years or something like that. But I think they're on year 2 with him, and we gotta see how that goes. But it ain't looking. He was not the right person to pair a young quarterback with. But we'll see what happens. There's always going to be somebody out. Juju's on a 1 year. You never know what happens.
Yeah. Carry your power rankings, top 5?
I'm gonna have to agree with Alex.
Same one? Okay.
Same one.
Okay.
Who'd you have in there? You had
Oh, mine was different because I had Cowboys at 5 and I had Giants at 4. I do respect the Vikings. They'll probably be 6 for me because of the record. But the fact that they struggle against the Tua-less Dolphins, Armstead-less Dolphins.
They struggled against a couple people too in
Yeah,
general.
I think they struggled against the Detroit. Was it Detroit? When they scored a lot of points against each other, something like that?
Yeah, something like that. But
I think the Dolphins are better than the Vikings healthy.
yeah.
So it's hard for me to put Vikings top 5, even just because of the record, personally.
Yeah, listen, bro, they kick us while we down. Dog.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's all right.
I've
fall
grown
down, but we
I've grown
stand
a
up.
new hate for the Vikings after that game.
Listen,
The Jets are more disrespectful, though.
No, listen, they had no right to be waddling. The
Ex-
Jets,
exactly.
I understand them waddling because that's a divisional foe.
No, they had no right.
No, they don't have no right. But
And,
I
playing
understand.
the song,
no.
no right.
Listen, like I said, I understand it being, when it comes down to like just division rivalries, like you wanna piss them off. You'd be like, yeah, I just stuck it to y'all boys as much as you can. So
They did.
I'm not
We're gonna
mad.
get our get back.
We see them last game of the season.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be real
Get it
upset.
back.
And I don't know whoever said it, bro. It could have been you. It could have been somebody, but somebody said, I hope we knock them out of playoff contention. Them boys are not going to the playoffs.
That was Will.
Tell that to Stephen A. They rank 5 right now.
They are not going to the playoffs. Are you kidding me? Okay, you
talking
want
about
to talk
playoffs.
about the New York Giants, right, bro? What are we doing when we're talking about the Jets? Okay, obviously Breece Hall is doing his thing. Michael Carter gets a couple touchdowns when he's at the goal line every now and there.
Yes.
The tight ends do something every once in a bit.
Corey Davis sleeping.
Corey Davis be doing more work than Elijah
Yes, that is true.
Mitchell.
That is true.
And Elijah Moore.
yeah.
And then let's not mention the fact that what happened to my dog, Greg Wilson.
Garrett.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson. I'm over here just messing up people's names. Wilson, bro. Anyways, Garrett Wilson done got messed up.
Yeah.
And it's like he dropped 30 points one game, and then what has it been? I saw somebody drop him on. I think somebody dropped him in our league.
Somebody dropped Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, Reggie picked him up. But my thing, I was just looking at it. I'm like,
Thanks.
you dropped him? Like, you don't want to wait to see if maybe he
something
popped.
transpired.
Like obviously, you know, they're playing good right now. They're running through the running backs. That's it. And defense. They're running through the running backs and defense.
But they're winning. And they're the second best team in the division. Are they top 5 now? Are they better than the Dolphins? No. But they beat us. Kicked us when we were down.
That's why I tried. Like they were trying to say that McDaniel doesn't want to blame it on the quarterbacks leaving each game in the past 2 weeks. Damn it,
I'm blaming that. I mean,
there's no.
Sure, last game.
It's literally in the same exact situation. Not exactly with as far as like how the manner like it happens, but like Tua went out, then we had to use Teddy. Teddy wasn't ready, right? And then we put Teddy in, he gets knocked out first play. Skyler isn't ready. Then we start Skyler, he gets knocked out. Teddy just got back off of concussion protocol. He's not ready, but he still did his thing. But he wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready.
So it's like, yo, I'm blaming that.
The problem is without Tua, we cannot score when we need to.
Yeah, because Tua was methodical. He knows. It's crazy. It's like I think that when you watch either Skyler and Teddy, you appreciate Tua 10 times more because the simple fact that, yes, everybody wants to talk about arm strength. Everybody wants to talk about this. But nobody talks about how easily he gets these boys the ball in space, bro. Like, he gets it to them, they catch the ball, and they're gone. Like, he gets them those yak yards.
Yeah.
So he throws them open, and we didn't have that luxury last year. That's why we were struggling offensively. He has that luxury this year.
Yeah. Well, doing the power rankings, man. Those are top 10s. Things are definitely gonna be different next week.
It's a weird year for football.
Weird
year.
Yeah.
But just make sure that y'all tune in for the NBA NBA podcast. For Fantasy Flow, we got, information on our leagues, and we're gonna talk about just, finishes for the week. Obviously basketball is almost played like every day, but so we're gonna give you the content as we can. But trust me, it's gonna be fun. Y'all boys tune in for that. Today is the first day of the NBA season.
Go Heat.
Yeah, so tomorrow I think the Heat play, and we're just gonna get to work.
It is.
All right, y'all.
We out.
Thank you for watching the Fantasy Flow Football Podcast. Make sure you tune in for more fantasy football analysis. Like, subscribe, and follow for more content.
Embedded the drive, can't stop going. Catching all these blessings, open field like I'm T.O. It's free flowing. Embedded the drive, can't stop going. Catching all these blessings, open field like I'm T.O. It's free flowing.